Hello and welcome to the marvellous show Game of Thrones. If you've never watched an episode before, I'm your host Steve, and it's a react show to the Game of Thrones. I've never watched it before, I missed all the hype, and now I'm absolutely hooked, line and sinkered. Is that a phrase? Should be, but it is now. And it's the greatest series ever. I think about it all the time, and it's just taken like a year of my life out now, just watching this. But I've got no complaints, I'm loving it, absolutely loving it. If you do like Game of Thrones and you're not subscribed, please hit the subscribe button, like, comment, hit the bell, that malarkey, that's all done. And last week we watched episode 4, which was The Spoils of War, season 7. Top 5 episode for me. It was brilliant. Loved every single minute of it. I've loved the whole of season 7, to be honest, even though it is a little bit choppy and a little bit quick. I'm still loving it, absolutely loving it. At Winterfell we had Littlefinger giving Bran the knife, the Valyrian knife that was the one that was going to be used to kill him when he was in a coma. A bit random, I don't really know why he gave it to him, to be honest, but anyway. But Bran's so weird now that he just freaked Littlefinger out. And towards the end of their conversation, Bran used the line which I think Littlefinger used to Varys way back in first or second season, that chaos is a ladder. And that really hit a chord with Littlefinger. He looked like he'd seen a ghost when he heard that. Then a little bit later on, Mira also came to see Bran to let him know that she was leaving because she wanted to be with her family when it happens, when the walkers get through the wall. She wants to be with her family. And Bran is so cold at the minute. He's not even Bran anymore. He's kind of like an android at the moment. He's got seems to have no emotion, no anything. She was quite upset by his response because he just went, okay, yeah, if you want to go, it's fine. So that happened. I don't know if we'll be seeing Mira again. And in fact, she actually said at one point that Bran died in the cave, and I totally get that because he's like a different person now. And Arya arrived at Winterfell as well. Brilliant little scene with her trying to get through the gate with the 2 guards. That was really funny. And she also went down to the catacombs to see Ned's sort of statue, crypt, whatever you want to call it. And Sansa sort of met up with her down there, which was again a moment I've wanted for so long, but then it was just an anti-climax because they were both weirded out by each other. It was very odd, but they had a hug and they hugged it out. It was all fine. Then later on, Brienne was teaching Pod some of his fighting skills, but he wasn't doing very well at. And then I sort of walked up to her and said that she wanted to sort of spar with her. Which was quite interesting because I think she really did outdo Brienne, and that's saying something because Brienne is like top-notch swordsman. She's brilliant, but Arya's just so quick, and she's got these kind of ninja skills now, which I don't think Brienne had ever seen before. Sansa was watching what was going on as well. I didn't quite know. I think she was a bit confused. She looked confused because I don't think she even recognises Arya anymore. She's changed so much. I think that's why she had a bit of a weird look and why she walked off. And then also later on we saw Arya see Bran again as well, meet up with Bran, and again Bran's just too weird. He's very odd. So I'm happy that those 3 are together now. They need to kind of stop being weird, and it'll all be fine. Still suspicious of Littlefinger though. Don't like him being around. I still think he's planning something. He's always got something going on in the back of his head, and I'm not sure whether Jon will get back. I don't know. I really don't know what's going on there either. And in Dragonstone, Jon took Daenerys into this cave, very deep cave, where the dragon glass was. He's found it all. He said, that's more than we need. It's brilliant. I couldn't even hardly see the dragon glass, to be honest. I mean, it was quite... I expected it to be a bit shinier, sort of, I don't know. But anyway, but also he found some ancient cave drawings that were done by the children of the forest, I think. And also it kind of puts a progression where it shows man as well, and then they actually join together to fight the walkers. So Daenerys actually saw the picture of the walkers, and I think now she genuinely does believe Jon now, and to the point where she actually said to him that I will fight for you and I'll fight for the North. All you have to do is go on the knee, sort of thing, and he's still being stubborn about it. It's very odd. And I think she repeated a line to him that he repeated to Mance, I think. Rung a bell when she said, you're going to let your pride... Oh, I can't remember the line now. So all Jon basically has to do is just take the knee, just do it. You don't have to mean it even, just do it. Just take the bloody knee, for God's sake. Also, Theon came back to Dragonstone. I think on board probably the only ship they've got left. And of course, I'd completely forgotten that it had been 6 years since Jon and Theon had seen each other and what had happened since then. And obviously Jon knows what Theon's been up to, so he went up to him and basically said, if you hadn't helped Sansa like you had, I would have killed you right now. And it's quite weird how they've kind of swapped, where back in the first season again, Jon was being bullied by Theon constantly, but not anymore. Jon is the man now, without a doubt. I think he's grown, and obviously Theon's a mess. So yeah, that was quite an interesting, tense scene. And Theon did ask, he wants to rescue Yara, which is cool, and he wanted to see Daenerys to try and come up with a plan. But they informed her that Daenerys was gone; she wasn't there anymore. And I was like, what? And oh wow! So you've got the Lannister army coming back from their victory against the Tyrells, and I don't think they were very far away from King's Landing, because there was a bit where. I think it was either Sam's father, or I think it was Sam's father, that said that the gold is now into King's Landing. It's gone through the gates, which is unfortunate, because I really didn't want Cersei to get her hand on that gold. And also now she's got the gold, she'll be able to pay off the guy from Braavos as well, and probably invest it more in another army as well, which I think she's going to have to do. So we're back to this kind of trail of soldiers coming back, and I think Bronn was the one that first said, be quiet, I can hear something. You could hear the stampede of thousands of horses, and of course all the men are really weary. They just had a battle, so they had to try and draw their lines again, and the Dothraki attacked in full force. And I think Jamie made a comment, I think we can do it, I think we can hold them off. And then with that, the Drogon just could hear him screaming and flying across, and man, the damage he can do is crazy. And it's like napalm coming out of his mouth. It just obliterates everything he touches. It literally turned people to ash. It's frightening, but what an amazing battle that was. I loved it so much. A few tense scenes, mind. Bronn nearly got killed, and to be honest, it doesn't really bother me anymore now. My love affair with Bronn, I think, it's kind of coming to an end, because he's right up Jaime's arse, and it's a bit don't really like it. But he nearly got killed. Jaime nearly got killed. I don't know why they brought that massive, huge crossbow with them. I don't know what the reasons were why they brought that, but they had it. And as soon as I saw that, I thought, that's it. He's going to kill the dragon now. But first shot just missed, and the second shot hit Drogon on the sort of like a shoulder blade, and he went spiraling down. And I thought, oh god, that's it. We're done. By the way, the whole time Tyrion's watching all this and not telling anyone. You should probably sort him out over there. I mean, I'm sure he could have directed some kind of arrows or something, I don't know, but he just seemed to be stood there just watching it all. Anyway, so Drogon's landed and completely torched the crossbow, and again Bronn managed to escape that just. And then we see Daenerys trying to pull the huge, I think it's a bolt. Last time I called it an arrow, but I think it's a bolt, and trying to pull it out of Drogon. And as she's doing that, Jaime's seen it, and he's just run towards her with a lance in his hand. And I was like, oh no, please no. And then I don't know, a few seconds before, she's turned round, and then suddenly Drogon's just put his head right between her and Jaime, and just torched what would have been Jaime. He managed to get thrown off. I think Bronn saved him again, but the horses got absolutely torched. And the last scene was a bit weird, because you see just Jaime floating down, and bearing in mind he's only got one hand, I can't imagine that he can swim particularly well. I don't think he's dead, because for one of the main characters, that didn't seem like a very kind of, I don't know, a very Game of Thronesy way to kill someone that's been in it so long. So I think he's going to get rescued. I think, possibly kept prisoner by Daenerys. I'm not sure, and I don't know about Bronn as well, because he didn't seem particularly lively either. Another thing, why was the water so deep? I mean, he was on the beach, and then he was just suddenly jumped and then went all the way down to look like 20-30 feet of water. But that's a bit odd. It's almost like a cliff, but in the sea. So we kind of left it of, I don't know whether Jaime's alive or not, basically. I don't really want him to die, but at the same time, I know at the time I said I didn't really care, but there's still a little bit of me that thinks that Jaime could be saved and he could turn to the light side again. But he's been annoying me throughout this whole season, basically. So that's where we've got to at the minute. That was episode 4. So today we're watching episode 5 of season 7, which is Eastwatch. Now I think that is where the wildlings were going. I might be completely wrong about this, but I thought that's where the wildlings were going, to guard, protect the wall, which means we could see walkers in this episode. And I think the wildlings are going to get obliterated. I kind of think it was a death sentence sending them there, to be honest. I don't see what they're not going to stop that army, so I don't know. I mean, why even send them? I don't know. But I think that's what it's about, I think. But you know what I'm like, I usually get these things completely wrong. So yes, I can't wait to get stuck into that. I've got to do my loves and hates quick from the last 2 episodes. So my loves, in number 3 is John. He hasn't had a massive part in it, but when he has been in it, I've really liked him, and he's kind of making the effort with Daenerys, and I think that he could have a good part. And I'm not sure that it might have been him that had the strategy, because she did ask him, what do you think I should do? And I think it would have been fantastic if it was him that actually came out with that whole idea. That would have been really cool. But I'm kind of liking it, and he's getting quite close to Daenerys. Not sure about that. That's a bit of a weird one, but I guess we'll see. But I'm really liking John at the moment. Number 2 is Daenerys. In episode 3, couldn't stand her. Episode 4, she was brilliant, absolutely on point, and that's what kind of saved her, really. The fact she's just gone kick-ass, she's gone on top of Drogon, and she's just gone and taken on pretty much the whole of the Lannister army on her own, more or less. Brilliant, priceless. That's the Daenerys that I like. I really liked her in this one, so I'm hoping she kind of stays in that vein now. Plus, she made the effort with Jon as well. Even though she said you've got to take the knee, she's agreed that she will help him sort of defend the North, which is brilliant. So yeah, she's my number 2. And my number 1, it's kind of a tribute. It's Olenna. In episode 3, she was amazing. You know, even right to that end mic drop moment she did with Jaime was just priceless. It was brilliant. You know, to actually think, right, I'm going to knock his poison back as quick as I can, and then just give it to him what he doesn't want to hear. I thought it was priceless. She was always one of my favourite characters. She always had those little parts, but everything that came out of her mouth, you had to watch, you had to listen. It was brilliant. So yeah, she is my number 1 this week. And my hates. Now, number 3. I don't know if I hate him or not. I'm not sure, but he has just really annoyed me, and that's Bran. He's not Bran anymore. He's like a zombie, but he's like a robot. He's like Spock. You know, he's just got no emotion there anymore. He's just completely flat, and I don't know. I don't like it. I don't like it at all. You know, you wanted to have a word with Jon about something. Now, I'm not sure if that was Jon's parents, because would he have known? Because he had the vision, didn't he? I'm not sure if he would have actually known who Jon's parents were. That could be quite cool. I think he probably does know, because he knows everything about the past, doesn't he? So yeah, he would know who Jon's parents were. That must be what he wanted to talk to him about. Interesting. But yeah, apart from that, he's just been annoyed me basically, so he's my number 3. Number 2 is Jaime. Yeah, not feeling Jaime at all in this whole season. He's just annoyed me non-stop. He was annoying me towards the end of last season, to be honest, but yeah, oh God, it just frustrates me, because I know he can be good, and I know, God, if he's so obsessed with Cersei all the time, it really winds me up. Yeah, I'm not sure. I don't know what's happened to him. I don't even know if he's alive now. I still think he is. I don't think he's dead, because I think there's some unfinished business with him and Euron. I think that's got to happen. So I don't think he's dead. So, but yeah, I hope if he does get rescued, I hope he becomes a different person, because he's really bugging me right now. And number 1, as if you didn't need to know, it's Cersei. Oh, episode 3 was awful. She was horrible. And I know, you can say Hilaria probably deserved it after what she did. I know, but Cersei always has to go that one better all the time on the evilness scale. And yeah, I mean, she wasn't in it very much in episode 4. But episode 3, she was horrible. So yeah, she is definitely, without doubt, again, my number 1. So that's my loves and hates. I've given you my sort of predictions about the next episode 5, which is Eastwatch. So yeah, let's crack on, and I shall speak to you very soon. Bye.
There are no men like me.
Oh. What? Really?
You could have killed me. What are you doing back there? Ending the war. Killing her. You saw the dragon between you and her. That was only one of them. She has two more. If she decides to use them, to really use them, you're... No, I do not. Dragons are where our partnership ends. I'm not going to be around when those things start spitting fire on King's Landing.
He's not having second thoughts about all this now.
I know what Cersei has told you. That I've come to destroy your cities, burn down your homes, murder you and orphan your children. That's Cersei Lannister, not me. I'm not here to murder. I offer you a choice. Bend the knee and join me, or refuse. And die.
Yeah, good option. Oh, get out, dick off, whatever your name is.
Step forward, my lord.
Good, kill him.
You will not kneel?
I already have a queen.
My sister. She wasn't your queen until recently, though, was she? When she murdered your rightful queen and destroyed House Tyrell for all time. So it appears your allegiances are somewhat flexible.
There are no easy choices in war. You, on the other hand, murdered your own father. Then chose to support a foreign invader. One with no ties to this land. With an army of savages at her back.
Yes. Do it, do it, do it.
You will have to kill me too.
Step back and shut your mouth.
You are the future of your house. This war has already wiped one great house from the world. Don't let it happen again. Bend the knee.
I will not.
Oh well.
Your Grace, if you stop beheading entire
I'm not
families...
beheading anyone.
Feed him to the dragon.
Your Grace.
Ah well. Not exactly going to be sorely missed, is it? Tyrion's getting cold feet about all this, isn't he?
Dracarys.
Whoa! Have it. Yeah, changed your mind a bit, didn't it? That's one arsehole out of the way. Don't like the way Tyrion's being.
How many men did we lose?
All of them.
We haven't done a full accounting.
We have the Tyrell gold, we have the Iron Bank behind us, we can buy mercenaries.
I just saw the Dothraki fight. They'll beat any mercenary army. They'll beat any army I've ever seen. Killing our men wasn't war for them, it was sport. Her dragon burnt 1,000 wagons. Kyber and Scorpion fired bolts bigger than you. They couldn't stop it, and she has 3 of them. This isn't a war we can win.
So what do we do? Maybe we can count on Tyrion to intercede on our behalf, by way of apology for murdering our father and son.
He didn't.
You saw the crossbow, you saw his body.
I'm not talking about father. Tyrion didn't kill Joffrey. He had nothing to do with it.
After all this time, it still amazes me.
It was
that you-
Olenna. She confessed before she died. If you were Olenna, would you rather have seen your granddaughter married to Joffrey or Tommen? Which one would Margaery have been better able to control? Which one would have made Olenna the true ruler of the 7 kingdoms? She was telling the truth. And if we don't find a way out of this war, we'll follow them.
So we fight and die, or we submit and die. I know my choice.
Yeah. It makes me smile every time I see that. It's brilliant. Aww.
They're beautiful, aren't they?
Gorgeous beast.
They're not beasts to me. No matter how big they get, how terrifying to everyone else. They're my children.
And?
And I have fewer enemies today than I did yesterday. You're not sure how you feel about that?
No, I'm not.
What's everyone's problem?
How did your army kill taking Winterfell back from the Boltons?
Thousands.
We both want to help people. We can only help them from a position of strength. Sometimes strength is terrible. Sir Davos said you took a knife in the heart for your people.
Sir Davos gets carried away.
So it was a figure of speech.
Oh my god!
Jon Snow, this is Sir Jorah Mormont, an old friend.
I served with your father.
I return to your service, my queen, if you'll have me.
It would be my honor.
Cool! Steady.